SuperTalk.com. Today, we're diving into the Warrior Bonfire Program. It is a Mississippi-based nonprofit organization, and it's serving combat wounded veterans and Purple Heart recipients. And I think that's a good thing. Joining us to share more is Lloyd. Hey, Lloyd.
Hey, good afternoon.
It's good to have you here, and it's good to talk about another great organization in Mississippi helping those men and women who have served. So let's start with introducing us to the Warrior Bonfire Program. What was the inspiration behind it, and what's your mission?
Well, the Warrior Bonfire Program was started 10 years ago, 2013. Our founder, Hunter Fordyce, had taken some Purple Heart vets on a hunting trip, and when they got back in sitting around the fire, one of the Purple Heart guys said, I've been to just about every doctor in the military. Here with my fellow comrades, this has helped me more than all that put together. And Dan said, we know how to build a fire, and we've been in existence now for 10 years. And basically what the premise of our nonprofit is, when we serve mainly post 9/11 Purple Heart vets, combat veterans, and we'll take 6 to 10 plus or minus veterans on retreats, and we like to say, pain shared is joy multiplied, and we get them together, and it starts their networking of other people with similar backgrounds, with the suicide rate and everything in the military. So that was the founding of it, and we've taken close to 160 retreats in those 10 years. Served well over 1,000 veterans, and we do spouses as well. We do spouse retreats and couples retreats. So that's and we are a national nonprofit. Even though we were started in Mississippi and we're heavy in the South, we serve veterans all over the United States.
I was going to ask Lloyd if primarily your veterans come from Mississippi or veterans outside of our state coming here to sort of take part in the program. Where are your retreats? Are they all over, or do you go to one place?
They're from California to Florida, South Louisiana, Texas, of course, Mississippi. We've done some in Tennessee. We are truly a national program because our veterans are everywhere, and a lot of our retreats and such, let's say there's a big hunting place in Texas that wants to sponsor a retreat, so that's would make sense for us to go to Texas to do that. And so we are a nonprofit and we run on donations, but we also run on in-kind donations. So a lot of people, once they've done this once for us, do it year after year and different places. I would say that, since we started in Mississippi, we may be a little heavier in the Southeast, but we are truly a national organization.
Lloyd, once a vet comes and does one of your retreats, do y'all connect them with, therapy or other programs that are long after, or is this just sort of the one-time kind of get the ball rolling, open the conversation up, or is it an ongoing relationship you build with the participants?
It is an absolute ongoing relationship. We keep a database of all our people that we serve. We reach out to all of them within our database that we do. We are able to direct them to other things that would be supportive of them moving forward. Now, one thing, we like to say we're not therapists. What we try to do is get them to get together. They can share their pain and their joy together, but we are an absolute hub for resources for support for them.
Well, you've got a benefit coming up at the beginning of August. It's hard to believe that August is already here, Lloyd. When I said, I was like, oh man, school's supposed to start back. But nonetheless, and this is going to help you guys be able to fund more of these wonderful programs. So tell us about the benefit that's coming up in August.
The benefit in August is August the 5th. It's at Reunion Country Club in Madison, Mississippi. We call this Diamonds and Dog Tags. We usually do it in Mississippi. Some years we do it in Denver, Colorado, since we're a national program, but we've done it in Mississippi quite a bit. We always have a guest speaker. Just to say some of our past were like Oliver North, Rocky Blyer, And this year we have Joey Jones. His name is Johnny, but he goes by Joey Jones. He's a guest speaker, a former Marine sergeant wounded in Afghanistan. He's a big advocate for veterans and a Fox News contributor. So we always have silent auction. We have a very good guest speaker. We have music and entertainment. We have a live band, of course, food, and everything that goes on at an event like this. And it is a fundraiser. And, you know, we like to think it is a very worthwhile organization. You know, we've been in existence now for 10 years, and have a lot of ongoing supporters that have just seen the great things that have happened there. To get tickets for this, we're going to sell tickets up to July the 31st. They're $85 single, $150 for a couple. We do sell sponsor tables, $600 for 8 people. Of course, we take any type sponsor. We really like that. But it's just going to be a great event to come out and support something that I think is doing just absolute great work with our combat veterans.
So if someone's listening to Good Things, Lloyd, and they're interested about the Warrior Bonfire Program, maybe they are a veteran themselves, maybe they're married to one or have one in the family, that are there certain requirements? I know you mentioned Purple Heart veterans, but is there other stipulations for someone to be able to, you know, go on a retreat, or is there an application process? From that perspective, how do you get more veterans into your program?
Well, let me say 2 things before I forget it. First of all, if you want tickets to the Diamonds and Dog Tags, you can go to warriorbonfireprogram.org/DDT, and that will get you, you know, tickets and that sort of thing. But our website is warriorbonfireprogram.org. And to answer your question, we primarily do post 9/11 Purple Heart combat veterans. You know, there's literally thousands of Wounded Warrior programs, and we had to pick who we wanted to serve. So our priority is post 9/11 Purple Heart vets, but in some cases we, you know, round out the retreats with others. So they could go on Warrior Bonfire Program, sign up for them. Of course, we contact them and there's usually a list of events coming up. We have people that have taken multiple retreats, depending on, you know, the availability and that sort of thing. So I tell people, you know, if you have somebody in your family that fits this, and not only that, you know, there's a lot of other programs out there that we work with. We are with a big association of other nonprofits. So if somebody's looking for something, we can steer them to something that best supports them. You know, ever what that is.
It takes a village that way, Lloyd, and I think, you know, there's nothing wrong with you having an eye on a certain group of individuals that you can sort of help the most and be able to, you know, give them specific information as well as support. That again, it's about, what I heard from you was that it's about getting those like-minded people who have walked through something. So many of us will never know what it's like to gather around a fire and just let humans be humans and connect with through conversation. And I think if we just did that more, Lloyd, we'd probably all be better, whether it was around a fire or not. But I can imagine that setting makes it a little easier to open up and share.
Well, it is, and it's, you know, it's certainly not a you know, going to a therapist type deal. When you're out on a fishing trip together, or you're on a hunting trip, or breaking bread together, those things, you know, it lets you, you know, break down some of those barriers and be around other people that do this. Now, one thing, we call ourselves the Warrior Bonfire Program. One of the things that we do is at the end of each one of these retreats, and we would actually do this at Diamonds and Dog Tags, we will do what we call a bonfire ceremony. And it's similar to retiring a flag for those that were in the Boy Scouts and that sort of thing. You know, you can retire part of the flag and, you know, in someone's memory, or someone who has served, or a lost comrade, or that sort of thing. And it's a pretty moving thing, and it's a way for somebody to kind of let something go. This is a very
Well, Lloyd, tell us where to go to get tickets and to learn more information.
Tickets, warriorbonfireprogram.org/DDT. My number is 601-543-6866. Lloyd Munn. I'll be more than happy to direct you to the right place. I'm like
Thank you,
everybody
Lord.
else.